Okay guys, I can't believe I finally have a BMW M8. I'm so excited. We're gonna have such a good time with this car. I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd get a car like this. I mean, I had the M3 CS. That was pretty high for my budget at the time. But we will have to make some videos with it so we can try to recoup some of that money. Like I said, I'm new to YouTube. It's gonna be fun. And if it doesn't work out, it's all about the fun and sharing the cars with you. Hello and welcome to Rogue Supercars. My name is Mike. If this is your first time stopping by, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Today I am traveling. I have not been home in a few days, so I haven't been able to play with the car much. So I'm doing this video in a hotel room in Las Vegas. So I want to go over why I purchased the 2020 BMW M8 over other cars that I was looking at. So I will go over some of the cars I was looking at, where they were price range, and why I didn't choose those, or why I ended up with the BMW. So one of the main criteria I had for getting a car was something I could use in the winter. So I wanted to get something with all-wheel drive. And I like a little bit of a Grand Tour type car, so I wanted a car that was a little bit bigger perhaps. So some of the cars that were on my list that was in my price range, I mean, you have to remember, I am far from wealthy or rich, so I had to keep cars that were limited to the range where I felt comfortable with purchasing. So when you get into the exotic cars and supercars like the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis and the McLarens, those all come with stupid, crazy price tags. But if you look for a used car, for example, one of the cars I really wanted to get, and it was a very close call to get in this car, was the Ferrari FF. Now, like I did on cars.com, I pulled it up here, I have the screen up, and you can see when you go down, these cars are 139, 145, 129. So I was looking at some of the lower priced Ferrari FFs, and actually two of them are still for sale on cars.com, and they were from Ferrari of San Antonio. There was a black one with 26,000 miles and a white one with 48,000 miles. The white one was a 2013 FF, and the black one was a 2012 Ferrari FF. Both cars were certified. That was another must for me, was I had to have a certified or a warranty on the cars, especially if I wanted to go with like a Ferrari or a McLaren. Now, I did look at the McLaren 12Cs, and I was very hesitant on the 12C. I love the car. I just, you know, to try to get it warranted, once you buy the 12C and then it's $7,000 to $8,000 for the year to get it warranted, it just wasn't feasible in the price range I wanted to be in for that type of car. The Ferrari FF and the BMW M8 were my two go-to. Full disclosure here, I am a BMW fanboy. When I first was able to start affording a nicer car, I did buy a BMW, and that got me into the German car market. And I was amazed on how well those cars drove compared to what I was driving, which was a Camaro at the time. I had previously three different generation Camaros, and I jumped into a BMW. Even though it was a 5 Series, a 2006 5 Series, it handled better than my Camaro did, and I was amazed by that. Now the power wasn't there, but the fit and finish and the craftsmanship definitely was, and that changed my mind. So as I was able to afford more and more expensive cars down the road, I stuck with BMW because I became comfortable with that car. Now, I've always aspired to having a Ferrari or Lamborghini. I mean, as growing up as a child, I had a Lamborghini Countach on my wall. That was my dream car at the time. So on the screen here, you can see the two cars I was looking at. We have the black one and the white one. Now, they were working me some really good deals with this, but what had happened, and one of the reasons why I didn't go with Ferrari is, you know, I financed these cars. So a 2012 or 2013 car, trying to get normal finance, most banks will only go out 5 years, 60 months on a used car. They don't take in consideration it's a Ferrari. And then if you go to other credit sources like Woodside Credit, where they finance for 12 years, but you have to put 20% down and your rate's like 7.9%, those are kind of crazy. Ferrari, though, has a great finance in-house option, and it's like a balloon payment. It's almost like a lease, where the first 4 years you pay a very low price, and in your 5th year you have a balloon payment, and you can either go somewhere else and have that finance or finance it back through with Ferrari. That being said, I have never bought a Ferrari, and nor did I have any history with Ferrari. And because I chose not to work this summer with the COVID issue, it sort of put a damper on my income. So when we were trying to buy the Ferrari, which was actually less than the BMW, my income didn't match to what I said I was able to handle in payments and things like that, even though I was coming off a pretty high payment with my BMW M3 CS. So we worked and we worked and we worked, and I really wanted the white Ferrari. There were some issues with that car in regards to the interior, and Ferrari of San Antonio, the guys I work with down there, were absolutely amazing. They tried their hardest. It just, the finance guys didn't understand, and since I had a better relationship with BMW, they were able to take on my finance for that car. So when I was looking at the Ferrari FFs, the four-wheel drive cars, you know, knowing the BMW, and they had the M5, which was actually a little bit more affordable when I looked at it. But when you buy the M5, it's a big sedan. So the dealer I work with, which is Swickley BMW in Swickley, Pennsylvania, and Chuck France is the manager down there, and along with Greg, who helped me with the car, they've always treated me very well. So, and I go in there quite often because it's right down the street from my house, and it's a Porsche dealership along with an Audi dealership, and I was looking at possibly doing an Audi RS5. So they had a white M8 on the lot. It was marked down the lowest price on cars.com across the country, and it was brand new. Now, like, I can go and pull up some of the other BMW M8s in the market right now. So we go to BMW, we go to the M8 here, there it is. So the M8, so you search that, and when I was doing the M8, because there's a lot more of those made than, say, the Ferrari FF. I believe there's only 2,000 Ferrari FFs made in the years it was running. I would go to the distance nearest, and then I went to the price of low. So if you look at the nearest, Swickley still has a convertible one, brand new at $155. And then Rahal, which I've dealt with Rahal before, they're a good group, and they have $145. And these prices were all pretty high. So if we look at the lowest price M8 in the country on cars.com, you'll see a used one here, which actually this was not here before, but it's Pacific BMW, which is 2,000 miles away, and they wanted $111,000 for this car, and it had 600 miles on it. So we go to the next one, which is also a used car, a BMW base model, $114,000 with 1,000 miles on it. Then we go down to the next one, which is $116,000 with 7,000 miles on it. Now that is the competition spec, but once again, I did want a competition in a sense where I would have liked some of the suspension products of it, but I'm not going to race it on a track. It's not a a race car to begin with to be on a track. Anyways, it's a pretty heavy car. It's fun, don't get me wrong. But it's totally different than the M3 CS I had, and I'll explain that in the video when we sort of compare the cars together when I get home and I'm able to work with this car a little bit more. So the next one down is a base at $117,000 with 3,600 miles on it. And then you come to the next one, it's $121,000. Though I do like the color of this one, it was a red, but it had 484 miles on it. I got my car for just under like 117 with 30 miles on it. So I couldn't not get that deal. It worked out fine for me. As a whole, also with BMW, I got a full, 4-year warranty with the car. So I love the car. I'm so excited to have the car. And as soon as I get it, I had to go to work because I have to pay for the freaking thing. But that's life in general. So when I get home, I'm gonna have like a week and a half off. I know we're gonna do some things with Autovlog. I have a mod that I ordered actually yesterday when I was on the road. It's being delivered to my house tomorrow. That's going to be pretty exciting. We'll tease to that on the next video. It'll be fun. That's going to be one to watch. But I also belong to the BMW CCA of America Club, which is another great thing to do. If you own a BMW or even a Mercedes or a Ferrari, they all have their car clubs. In the BMW CCA club, I've been a member now for going on 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 years at this point. I have to go back and look. But they give you a lot of discounts, and the annual fee is like $54 or something like that for the year. But when you buy a new car, lease a new car, or get a certified pre-owned BMW, you get money back from BMW North America through this. And because I bought an M8, I will be getting a $1,500 check back from them. So that brings the price of the car down another $1,500, where Ferrari, I wouldn't have had that. Now, don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have the Ferrari, and it's sad it didn't work out, but maybe things happen for a reason. And as this channel grows and we get more involved and I get more followers and we get more watch time and things happen, I plan on maybe purchasing a FF. I love the car. People don't see what that car is. That's an amazing car. And it has a naturally aspirated V12 that sounds amazing. And I am still obsessed with the new M3s. And oh my God, we can go over and talk about those forever. People don't like the front grille in that M3. I think it looks amazing. And the more you look at it and get used to it, it's going to be very, very aggressive coming, especially in your rearview mirror. I think the M3 is going to be a great car. And if they come out with a CS version of the new car, it's going to be wonderful. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I can't wait to get home to drive the car. I have so much planned for it. We'll share it with you. We'll keep you guys updated. It's going to be a blast. And the best part about it, it's all-wheel drive, so we will be using it all winter long. Even if it snows really bad, we're going to see if we can get it stuck in the snow somewhere, even if I have to drive up to Buffalo, New York, where it snows crazy. Anyways, once again, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. The channel's growing, and it's because of you guys. And please stick with me through this, and we'll grow together. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.